Hey everyone! So, we have a lot of news to cover, but I wanted to start off because for the first time since I've started doing these news videos, we've lost an actor from Transformers. This is Peter Renaday. He was the voice of Grapple in G1, and if I remember right, he also did some incidental background voices, but his true character within the original Transformers cartoon was Grapple. His most famous role of his career was probably as Master Splinter in the original Ninja Turtle cartoon. Personally, when I think of him, I actually think of Abe Lincoln, because he was Lincoln in Disney's Hall of Presidents. A phenomenal voice actor, but we did lose him recently, and I wanted to bring attention to that because it's easy to simplify Transformers down to just the toys. You know, it's so easy to just say, oh, it's just toys to sell to kids. But I think everyone who's into Transformers, we know it's so much deeper than that. We love these characters. We love the soul they have. We love how human they are, despite the fact that they're 20-foot tall robots. And Grapple, I know, is a character people really, really love. Peter Renaday did an amazing job bringing so much character to someone who had such little screen time. And for that reason, I really wanted to just give my proper respects to him. I don't know if this is something that we're going to do every single time someone passes away in the news videos, but I would like to do it, just because I do think it's important to give credit where credit's due with this series that we love so much. But going from that to much less somber news, we've had some sightings this week. Big thing was we're getting in-hand photos of the Power Links colors on Armada Starscream. I think that this is still currently a Japanese exclusive figure. I wouldn't be surprised if it maybe became an Amazon exclusive over here or something of that nature, but we'll just have to keep an eye on that. I wouldn't mind ordering this guy out of Japan. Omega Prime, we're seeing more of the HasLab Omega Prime. Looks great. I didn't pre-order this, but I know a lot of people who did. I think it's going to be an awesome figure once it actually comes out. And we're also getting in-hand images of Dino King. Pretty cool. I think this looks so much better than Volcanicus did. These are, of course, those core-class Dinobots repainted into probably what they were always meant to be. Again, I like how these guys look. I might pick this box set up. A little bit of third party this week. We have, this is Dreamstar Toys. This is their painted prototype for Forklift Warrior. This is Scrapper. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be off track. I'm still thinking about Peter Renaday and, of course, Grapple's, spotlight episode, The Master Builders. It was about him being tricked by the Constructicons. Wow, I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of falling off track here. But yeah, beautiful looking figure. I think it's very cool. I love how they've taken their own art style and applied it to the Constructicons. I'm always in the game for a really good Scrapper. He's always been one of my favorites. We've also seen Fans Hobby. They're going to do a masterpiece version of Energon Wing Saber. Really cool. He's going to combine with their Energon Optimus, and you can see that there's a seam going down the middle. That's because the gimmick of the original Wing Saber was you literally rip the guy in half, like vertically in half, vivisect him, and then he could form armor for Optimus. Really cool to see that they've been able to seemingly still keep that gimmick. And then official reveals. Of course, this was the week of HasLab. There is a lot to go over from a lot of different companies. So we're going to go through and try to give all the proper due. Big thing is there's been listings found for a Transformers Prime Deluxe Vortex. The next generation's line is going to be called Age of the Primes. People think that they might be doing the Combaticons next. We've already seen listings for the Aerial Bots. I would not mind a new Bruticus. The Combaticons as a whole are probably my favorite combiner team. So I would be really into seeing what their Vortex would look like. Even though, honestly, I'm still really happy with the Combiner Wars team. These aren't toys. These are Transformers storage containers that can collapse. They're branded, they're official. You have an Autobot version and a Decepticon version. I was gonna make fun of them, but then I got to thinking about it. If you're someone who likes to store your toys as opposed to display, this would be kind of a fun, like, halfway point. It's like, yeah, you're storing them, but you're storing them in official Transformers boxes. So, they might be for someone out there. This is really cool. So, this guy, I forgot his name, but he's a professional chocolatier, and he has made a full, like a massive Optimus Prime head for Transformers 1. That's all chocolate. You could just eat that. All I'm thinking about is the castle in the 2005 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Tim Burton one. The castle that I think they built in India that just, like, melted that day. And it's like, that's Optimus Prime's fate, I guess. These guys are cool. So they're Moshi bots. They're very cute little stuffed animals of Transformers. They've already done Bumblebee, Optimus, Starscream, and Megatron. But they're doing a new wave, and you can see that they're up there on the podiums. You have Prowl and Smokescreen, as well as Blue Streak and Mirage. So they're doing all the Fairlady Z's as well as a Mirage. Mirage looks great, and out of the Fairladies, I think Smokescreen looks the best. Prowl's a little bit boring, and Blue Streak looks a little bit disjointed in his colors. Smokescreen always looks good, though. Also, stolen toys. Not officially revealed yet, but we think we have found the next wave of the Super 7 reaction figures. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this line was canceled, but there appears to be a few more coming out, unless these are all just really good customs. They're doing the Ghost of Starscream, which is going to be translucent with kind of glittery effect put into the plastic. They're going to do a toy color Grimlock Dino mode, so he's going to be painted silver and have red eyes instead of the blue. This is funny to me. They're doing Rumble, and you look at them and Rumble's red, and I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, Rumble is blue." Reaction already did a Rumble, and it was blue. So, if you don't know one of the oldest debates in the Transformers fandom, what color is Rumble and which color is Frenzy, because in the original cartoon, Rumble was blue, Frenzy was red, but in the toys and the Marvel comic, Frenzy was blue and Rumble was red. It's just one of those famous little in-jokes within the fandom, and apparently the way that not only Hasbro has done it with Siege, but now also Super 7, is they just call both versions Rumble. And this is going to be Rumble Toy Color. The other one was Rumble Animation Color. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the Frenzy erasure, but I do think it's really funny that we've officially given up and are just calling both of them Rumble now. That's pretty funny to me. But this is the one that I'm actually curious about. They are going to do Toy Color RC. And me, I love the unused toy colors for RC. I was never able to get the Reaction RC, so I would totally pick this figure up. But the thing is, right, that'd be cool enough. Wait until the end of the video, because there's a bigger thing to talk about here. MDLX, we finally gotten the full images of all of their versions of the Transformers 1 cast. They all look amazing. My favorite one still looks to be Alita. I want to get her the most. Optimus looks amazing. Bumblebee, I think his proportions are a bit strange, but maybe it's just the photos. And Megatron looks okay. I don't like his cogged design. I think I prefer his design without the transformation cog. U2s. We're officially seeing not just Optimus, but also Bumblebee and Megatron officially now. They look okay. U2s, they're hit or miss for me. I love their Five Nights stuff. A lot of the U2s, though, look kind of boring to me. These guys look okay. I don't think I'm going to be going for them. But then these guys. So, there's a line in Japan called Do Not Fight, and they're doing Transformers stuff now, and these are just one of many things they're doing. They're little acrylic light stands, but they're also doing plushies and stickers and home decorations, and they're super cute. Like, look at them. They're adorable. My favorite thing is if you look past Jazz on the far left, they're doing Beast Wars Megatron, and the dinosaur head just has a big, goofy expression. Out of all these, I think I'd go for Beast Megatron, because that's just perfect. Talking about some G1 stuff, we are going to get an animation paint scheme on a reissue of Bombshell. They've already done animation colors to G1 Shrapnel, so we're just missing Kickback. I skipped out on Shrapnel just because he's too similar to the toy colors for me. But there actually is a major difference between toy color and animation color Bombshell, and Bombshell is my favorite Insecticon, so I might pick this guy up. Plus, this is also the way you can get Ramhorn if you have Blaster. And now we're talking about Legacy United. So, as it turns out, there's going to be another wave of Legacy United. They're going to be out on store shelves around the time of Christmas, New Year's, and it's essentially going to be like a greatest hits assortment. It's going to be a lot of reissues of hard-to-find figures, as well as a couple of new redecos. The big one has to be Cosmos. Everybody wanted Cosmos. No one was able to find Cosmos. They're re-releasing him. I do think that they have changed the colors slightly. I think that the chest is now blue, whereas maybe it was yellow before. All these figures are going to have minor deco changes, but nothing too insane. And honestly, I like how Cosmos still looks. I would love to pick this guy up. You can also get Galaxy Shuttle again. This is going to be great for anyone who got Star Saber or Deathsaurus. He was exclusive to Walmart, just like Cosmos was. Leader class figure, remold of Astro Train. Really cool to see him back. Tarn. Well, the many toys of Tarn. I got a lot of people commenting about how they hated that they weren't able to find the Legacy Tarn. Well, he's coming back, and I've looked at my Tarn. I've looked at this Tarn. I think the difference is the gold is a little bit more pronounced here. But overall, it's going to be the same figure, a great Tarn, a great figure to pick up if you're able to find him. Ramjet. So they've also re-released Dirge recently. I think the only one we're missing is Thrust, but it seems like all the Coneheads are getting proper re-releases, which is great. A lot of people weren't able to get the Coneheads when they first came out. Origins Bumblebee, one of my favorite Bumblebees, is also going to be in this assortment. It's going to be a pretty stacked wave. Like, as I said before, it's a greatest hits. But what I'm excited for is some of the repaints they're going to be putting out. So this guy is interesting. I believe his name is Overload, but he is an eHobby exclusive repaint of Blitzwing. They're taking the Legacy Blitzwing and repainting him in these colors now. I don't think I need this guy, but I do think he looks pretty cool. And even though he's meant to be for the Quintessons, if you got that Target exclusive Army Builder pack, he really looks like he could mix in with like G-Axis's soldiers. Like he has a very similar deco to them. G2 Breakdown's coming out. Probably the most famous G2 figure is G2 Breakdown. I don't think I need this guy, but I'm really happy he is coming out because he does look good. Let's be fair. But then this guy. This is going to be the absolute one I need to track down. It's Armada Wheeljack. I cannot wait to get this guy. He looks so good. A heavy retool of the Siege Sideswipe mold, but it's just exactly what I'd want out of a modern Armada Wheeljack. And then this guy. So, anyone who has watched my Transformers 1 reviews, you know that the Prime Changer Sentinel Prime actually might be figure of the year for me. I loved everything about that toy. Well, Studio Series is doing a Voyager version of him, and he looks a little bit clunkier. He has a bigger backpack, but the paint's going to be a bit better, and the articulation looks a bit better too. But then the gimmick here is that he's going to have a second robot mode where he transforms to be even more armored up and have more weapons. And I just can't wait to see this guy. I want to see more photos. I want to see videos. I want him in my hands. I was so happy with my Sentinel Prime. I'm still happy with my Sentinel Prime. But I would love to check this guy out too. And quite frankly, this design I am such a big fan of that the more good toys of it we can get, the happier I'm going to be. But this is the biggest news of the week to me. Missing Link has made 2 new announcements. So already we have had Optimus, Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, and then they've done a redeco of Optimus into Sentinel Prime. They've announced that Sunstreaker is going to be next. Sunstreaker was the original Transformer toy. He was the original Diaclone changing robot. The G1 mold has been lost since the 80s. He's never had any reissues. So they've made a new mold, made him more articulated. I cannot wait to have this guy. I cannot wait to get this guy. G1 Sunstreakers are so hard to get a hold of. This is going to be a way to get a version of that toy at long last, and I'm so excited for it. And if that was the only reveal, I'd already be so excited. But then, from out of left field, no way anyone could have called this, Hasbro and Takara have announced that one of my personal white whales, the Moby Dick to my Captain Abraham, is also coming out. Look at that. That is G1RC in the missing link. G1RC never came out. That toy does not exist. It didn't even make it to the prototype stage. It was just colored. It was supposed to be a heavy remold of Blur, but it got canceled. But here we are. This is going to be Missing Link RC. She's going to have some more modern articulation, but the design is still exactly what it was going to be all the way back then, right down to the very weird hips and legs, admittedly. And it's not that this is a great-looking toy. It's not that this is a toy that's going to set the world on fire. But oh my god, guys. G1RC, finally getting a toy. I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait to pick this up. And it's also like, my two favorite Autobots have Missing Link toys. Cliffjumper was the third toy out. RC's going to be like the fifth one out. Like, Missing Link, I might not have dug that Optimus as much as other people did. But that doesn't change the fact I'm pretty happy with the pulls they've made. In terms of other Missing Link figures, I think it would be cool to see like Wheeljack and Jazz eventually, because Wheeljack is also one of those famous lost molds. But, I mean, when they're giving you RC, like, where to even go from there? It's just the best. It's the best it's ever been. But yeah, like I said, it is a bit of a more somber news week. I really wish I could explain exactly why losing Peter Renaday is so boggling to me, and I don't really know what it is. I think it's just his voice as Grapple, as Splinter, as Abraham Lincoln, as who knows how many other characters. It was a case where you just heard him all over the place, right? And he was never the biggest star, but he was always getting work. And losing him, it is sad, because so many of these great cartoons and great projects, you know, he was an indelible part of them. He was someone who really did help bring life to a lot of the projects he worked on. And, yeah, I don't mean to make this sad at the very end. But no, I'm doubling down on this. I think that going forward, every time we lose someone, I'm going to mention it in the news video. And I hope that's not off-putting to people, but it is important to me. Especially, you know, just because at the end of the day, these videos are just us hanging out, talking about these things we love. But on that note, a lot of cool things have been revealed. And I just got to ask you guys, which figures are you the most excited for? Are there any that you're wanting to track down right now? Of course, this is the week of Transformers 1. Really excited to go see Transformers 1. Literally, it's the most excited I've been for any Transformers project in years. Cannot wait to see that movie. And other than that, guys, we'll just see what we get up to next time.